Force Unleashed. That's the name of the game I have.
What?
Star Wars Force Unleashed.
Oh, okay. In the upper right, we have our Terran player. Maybe in the Force Unleashed. We'll see. He is...
YoDa.
Oh, that must be a new one then.
It's
Are
a
you
new
sure
one,
it's
yeah.
Force Unleashed?
Yeah.
I swear to God, there was a...
Oh, there's a billion Star Wars
true,
games. It's
actually.
just one that I happen to have.
You play that, well, let me intro this guy first. In the bottom left, from another universe, the Pokemon world, he is...
Squirtle.
No, what was that? There's a Star Wars game on Nintendo, like 8-bit Nintendo. You play Luke, and you're
I don't know if I played that one actually.
I have that on an emulator. I don't know. I'm having this like flood of what?
That's illegal taste.
That's illegal taste. Come and get me, guys.
Go buy that game at the store.
Go buy that game at the thrift store right now, Tasteless. And while you're at it, get a real Nintendo.
I heard actually, this is interesting. I heard that like, now this might not be exactly it, but I heard that I think it was Sony is trying to make it illegal to sell their games secondhand.
That's stupid.
It's the stupidest thing I ever heard. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure that's going to stop. Yeah, let me go.
It's always fascinating to me when you see this like, it's like, you know, with downloading of music, and they're like, we gotta stop this. I'm like, you know, if you know how the world works,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, but you can't sell like a used copy of a game.
I think they're trying to do that.
That makes no sense.
I just heard something like that the other day. Anyways,
So they come to my garage sale, we're shutting us down.
well, this is it's the Sony police at your garage sale.
Yeah,
I'd love to see that. This is.
I played too much Grand Theft Auto. I just like. Sorry, go ahead, please.
A little bit different from Squirtle this time. He's definitely playing different from the last several PVTs that we've seen from him, both in the up and downs and here, where he's been doing that same build over and over. But he may have decided, you know what, this map, I would say that Protosses overall feel very good on this map in all the matchups. This is, for me, the most
fine on this map. Yeah. This map, I actually like Daybreak a lot too. I feel totally fine.
I think everyone feels fine on Daybreak, though.
Well, I think there's some degree of neutrality on Daybreak.
Yeah.
There's not. Yeah. It's like, you know, when I talk about like Whirlwind, for instance, like, I hate playing on Whirlwind.
Yeah.
I hate Whirlwind.
No, I don't care for it either. But I feel like I think he's backed up from always doing that same thing and tricking his opponent a little bit, and he's saying, well, this is a map where if he just plays a standard macro style, he's going to be in good shape. Absolutely going to be in good shape. Now, if he goes for that standard style, which I think he definitely could. Ooh, a second gas right away. He has shown some other cool builds on this map, but if he does go for that, right, the standard macro play, I want to see if he goes for the Size Stormless one, because he was doing that a few months ago, where it was just like Charge Lots, Archons, and Colossi.
I remember that. It was cool.
It caught on big time for a little bit. It's still very powerful, but I want to see.
It was like a micro trend.
Yeah,
it was like big for 2 months.
It's something like that. Yeah.
Go on.
So
I think I stole. I think you were.
That was. I was.
I didn't mean to steal your thunder there. I wasn't sure.
No. It's. I'm just wondering if he wants to stay with that that style that he was using for a little bit.
Squirtle seems to be somebody who's not interested in what the other Protoss players are doing.
No.
Have you noticed this? He's just like this very.
He sets the trends. Like,
yeah.
Many popular builds started with Squirtle. He's been one of the best Protosses in the entire world for a very long time now.
His micro's improved a lot, by the way.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It was never really bad, but like when you compare it to Parting, it's like, oh no, Squirtle, what are you doing? Parting probably gives him noogies after they do 4-gate versus 4-gate on Taldra and Alter or something.
Parting's micro is like
God mode.
It's so good.
It's actually God mode.
Well, it's with Parting. It's like this weird, like when he makes his force field, it's like the Beautiful Mind music starts to play in my head.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, you can zone out exactly that much.
Yeah.
And by then, that Zealot will be done warping in right as the force field finishes, so that it will get there and not waste any.
Micro at this point is so good that if he lets one extra roach in his force field, I think he takes one of those crazy whips that you hit yourself in the back with. He does that. He's like, one extra roach! It's like he's still one. He's like, no!
Who was it that he used to whip himself? Where's that from?
It was like a.
That's like
it was a book from. It was that.
It's
that
Da Vinci
Tom
Code.
Hanks,
Da
yeah,
Vinci
Da Vinci
Code.
Code. That's it.
But I believe there was actually an ancient order. That
Yeah, there's like
that.
there's some.
I think Loyola Ignatius used to do that. I think.
I don't know.
I'm like from a Jesuit school, but I believe I went to a Jesuit university. But
the only thing I know about is that book.
That's a good book.
Yeah, it was a good.
I actually got halfway through Da Vinci Code, and then I think I've read some other book, but the movie was good too.
Yeah, well, anything with Tom Hanks is good, tasteless.
Tom Hanks is a great actor. He's your favorite actor, isn't he?
No, I just respect him the most.
Who's your favorite actor?
You.
Yeah, man. I am pretty good.
No. All right, so let's take a look at exactly what's going on here. Squirtle looks to be playing pretty darn standard. The one thing he is doing is skipping any quick splash damage. He's getting an Immortal out. He's not getting any sort of Colossus tech, going right into Twilight. Probably start charge immediately. Oh, with 2 more Stalkers on the way, he might not go with charge. He might actually go with Blink instead. We'll see. Another Immortal on the way. Squirtle always playing his own little style.
Yeah, he's. This is what I really enjoy. Genius was sort of like this too, where Genius was not interested in like, well, all the Protosses are doing this now, so I might as well give this a whirl, you know?
Yeah. Oh, okay. After a couple Mortals, he's actually going into that Robotics bag, and he still hasn't used the Twilight Counts at all. Kind of a wonky build here. He had to have seen something that made him decide not to get a Twilight upgrade, but instead to go into Colossus, which I'm trying to figure out exactly what that would be, but it's not coming to me right this moment. Because this is like, I mean, there goes the charge, but he could have, I feel like this build order could have been just slightly different.
What do you think about the actually tearing down the rocks here?
I like it.
Really?
Yeah,
I feel like in this situation,
to,
I guess it would be safer if he goes up and down for force fields. I always feel like that way he can't come out that area because it acts as a funnel. But
I mean, against charge, it's not going to be as good. But
yeah,
you know, if he's actually going to be putting on a lot of pressure, I feel like it is good because if he's trying to drop in the back and run up and down ramps and stuff like that, he needs it so that you can't just do like one force field and mess up his whole micro.
Right.
You know.
Well, we got the Colossus about halfway out now. Squirtle staying on 2 base. He did this a lot last year. He's like really hardcore 2 basing.
Yeah.
It's like a better version of what we saw 2 years ago.
Yeah, he's doing a very good job of it too, because he's going the single Colossus into Templar Tech, which is always a powerful choice to do. Like, this is just going to kind of keep you safe. And he's got his Stalkers in the right place to stop drops. In the meantime, YoDa's doing this just right. It seems like YoDa's realized exactly what's going on and that there's no way to break this. There's just no way. So he's actually taking a 3rd base. And that's exactly what he needs to do. He needs to use this time where Squirtle's defending and getting all of his tech up and take that 3rd.
All right. Looks like he might try to drop in here. At this point in time, I feel like actually YoDa could probably just go back home, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, he's basically denied the 3rd.
Yeah, I don't mind him, like, walking around up here because what this is doing is slowing down the 3rd of Squirtle. If my observer sees you go home, ooh, gets out of there. But if I'm Squirtle here, right, and I see that your whole army goes home, I just make a 3rd Nexus immediately. So I think he slowed him down a little bit just by staying out. But yeah, I don't think he was ever really going to do anything. All right. Oh, picks up a lot of it.
Yeah.
Nice.
YoDa is pretty scary right now. I think this is the best we've seen YoDa ever, actually.
YoDa is getting better and better. We actually talked about that like a year ago. We're like,
yeah,
YoDa's going to get
really
better.
Good. Yeah. His playstyle is, I don't want to say generic, but it's very like vanilla.
Yeah, it's
you know what I'm saying? Standard, yeah. Textbook orthodox.
Yeah, he's not someone that you can put labels onto easily.
Yeah.
He just kind of utilizes the force.
Kind of like you and me, Artosis. Can't put labels on us.
Oh no, you can definitely put labels on us.
Nerd. Baller.
Nerd baller.
Nerd baller. Yeah. I started saying, hold that thought. All right, he's serious about this. He's stimming and going in there. The Colossus is not here to support.
Yeah, he does not really have splash damage here. This is a problem.
This is actually terrifying here from YoDa. I mean, this is like...
His storm is just barely not done. Once again, he's going to have to cancel that. And you know what? This isn't like the Vestige game that we watched. Just to warn all the Squirtle fans out there, don't worry that much. Yeah, he hit
Calm
right
down,
before.
sit back down in your chairs, guys.
He hit right before Psystorm, and Squirtle had to cancel. Yeah, it sucks, but he has his Psystorm now. He's going to get his third up. It's going to be a lot slower, sure, but he's still in it. He's only 22 supply down. He gets one favorable engagement, and he's okay.
It's really interesting to see how YoDa plays this. I mean, it's very, very standard, but he goes in there, perfectly timed out, breaks the player. It's like he breaks a finger almost.
Yeah.
And then runs away and comes back and breaks. It's like he's slowly dismantling him. So Squirtle's in a deficit, but it's not tremendous, but it's pretty impressive because it is Squirtle, and we're watching YoDa remove parts of this guy's army bit by bit. I'm not as articulate as I could be. So Zealot's coming in here, and they are going to be denied because YoDa is like bamboo solid.
That is a super well-placed bunker right there.
Yeah.
Because that Squirtle was poking up that ramp to draw the army down so those Zealots could do damage. Nope, sorry, YoDa has a perfectly placed bunker. So YoDa is sealed up tight right now, Tasteless. He is like one of those Ziploc bags that has the color seal so that you actually know that it's closed all the way.
Yeah.
And he just saw the color seal. It was that bunker.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, it's green now.
Those
okay.
are the best ones, too.
Yeah, of course. Blue and yellow makes green Tasteless. We all know that. All right, so we do have Cloak on the way for these ghosts. YoDa actually hasn't started a fourth command center yet.
Guys, if you ever want to steal a build, I would definitely recommend what YoDa's doing. If you want to be like a Grandmaster player,
yeah,
like, this is so actually solid. Like so solid.
He's a great player to copy. Absolutely.
Yeah, like I'm like really impressed when I'm watching this.
Squirtle, on the other hand, as much as I love him, is not always a good player to copy. Some builds are, some builds aren't.
Squirtle's like
he plays really complicated stuff.
You would have to like learn how to play like YoDa before you could play like Squirtle, and that sounds weird to say because right now YoDa's winning this, but
well, Squirtle plays such a complicated type of StarCraft too.
Yeah,
it's much more difficult.
Oh, nice. Seriously? It got away?
Yeah.
He got away? Or she?
Yeah, I don't know.
Feminine moment.
I know nothing about Templar genders.
Yeah, man. I don't discriminate.
As far as I'm concerned, men and women can both be High Templars.
That's right. As far as I'm concerned, men and women can both be moms, you know?
Yeah.
There you go. I'm going to be Aunt Tasteless for your baby, man.
Well, no, you're Uncle Tasteless, but...
My Uncle Tasteless. Uncle Tasteless rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
Wow, he's going to go for a fourth right now. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I guess that's all he can do.
How do you can't attack this Terran right now, and in fact, you can't even take the fourth right this second. He's going to force cancel in 2 seconds. Yeah, there it is. Force cancel. Both players are maxed out. This is like a really hard situation to engage in. Beautiful EMPs going off, and that means that we aren't going to see any Psystorm. Oh, there he was.
Oh, there's one.
Yeah.
He's continuing to push his way in here. Nice arcing here by YoDa.
Yeah. The huge amount of Stalkers taking out those Vikings is what kept the Colossus alive and is forcing YoDa to run back. But, you know what, that trade overall was somewhat even. I mean, he still has most of his Colossi. He still has quite a few High Templars. Squirtle didn't lose anything too important, whereas YoDa, he lost his Vikings and he lost some of his Ghosts, which, of course, that's not the way you want to do it. But look where he's taking his fourth. The fourth base that...
I hadn't actually seen that. Yeah, you're right. He's gonna take that. This is an indication that he's comfortable with actually continuing pressure.
Yeah, it's a slugfest now.
Yeah.
This is like,
they are too close to each other right now.
And this is an area where you can't really be harassed, because if you expanded the other area and you're trying to attack Protoss, they'll harass your fourth the entire game.
Yeah.
But this is a fourth that can't be harassed. This is only head-up fights can hit there.
YoDa's going to have to really secure the high ground in a second here. If he gets on the high ground and gets a nice concave up there, and he can just hit the probes from the high ground, you know?
Yeah. Well, he's got his 3-3 almost done. I really want to see him wait for that. A couple of High Templars going a little bit forward here. Oh, look at that. I love that little stem run by into the natural. That's going to be really annoying to deal with. What is that High Templar go?
What is the story with this guy?
Oh, that's pretty good. Well, that is going to be very annoying for Squirtle to deal with, especially since he wants to attack right now.
All right. Now, remember, Squirtle has to succeed here Because otherwise, it's a harass over here at the second base for him. It's going to be really bad.
Well, here we go. Some nice EMPs going down. The Colossi trying to poke first. And he's doing a very good job of things right now. And in fact, pushing forwards. He still has some side storms
He's got
left
a
over.
planetary too here.
I think he's going to knock it down,
prepared. I think you're right.
Yeah, and Squirtle knocks down that base. And that's why you don't normally see that base taken, because there can be such a strong Protoss attack right there. You kind of want to utilize the mobility of Terran more than the straight-up fights at this portion of the game. But now Squirtle is in a pretty dominating lead, 108 supply to 167.
Well, that went very quickly. I feel like YoDa, he had to have the high ground there. Would you agree with me? He had to have the high ground.
Well, I feel like it wasn't the moment to do a straight-up engagement.
Yeah.
Utilize the mobility of Terran a little bit more. But GG, Squirtle does move on. A very close series with YoDa, actually.
Yeah. Actually, a great series.
Yeah, it was a good series.
I liked it.
Well, Squirtle versus Boom Boom next. And then Hyun versus YoDa. Ooh.
That's going to be good.
Yeah.
PBZ, TBZ. It's going to be good, man. Well, that's good because, after game number 1, I was fairly certain that YoDa was actually going to take this, but he played really well.
Yeah, Squirtle seemed just a little bit off there. It was like kind of a funny thing for him to try. He's doing a little bit of risks here and there, but that last game was pretty standard, pretty straightforward. It wasn't the most straightforward build. It was like had its own little variations in it because he's Squirtle and that's what he does. He tweaks everything so it fits his style.
It was a 6 series. We're going to go to series number 3 after this little break, so don't go anywhere.